My name is Udi Krauss. I'm a musician and educator from Tel Aviv. November 4th of 1995, I was in the army, and actually that Shabbat, it was on a weekend, I was walking in Jerusalem in Emek Rephaim, a very well-known street in Jerusalem. I was walking with my girlfriend at the time, and we were actually breaking up. Breaking up with the girlfriend and the whole issue. And then at some point she said that she wanted to get something to drink. So we stopped at a kiosk, and as we entered, it was empty. And it took us exactly 2 seconds to turn around and walk out and go to the next one. But as we turned around, we started hearing somebody scream from the back door. And we turned around to that back door, and the owner of the kiosk just ran out with his hands on his head, screaming, "YItzhak Rabin." The assassinated Rabin. Obviously from that point on, the whole breaking up issue was not an issue, and it brought things into perspective. We were shocked. We went back home, and the next day, Sunday morning, I went back to my unit, and everybody was devastated. Something that us Israelis, we had no idea that something like this could happen. We couldn't imagine it. In my unit, they let whoever wanted to go back home to his families, they let that happen. And I went back to Jerusalem. I'm from Jerusalem originally, and I went back home to my family, and the next day, Monday, the funeral took place in Jerusalem. And I remember sitting with my parents and siblings. Everybody was tearing. We were just crying. And I can say it was a very national moment, a moment that took days. It wasn't just a specific moment, but a couple of weeks ago I felt kind of the same in a good way when Gilad Shalit came back home. That feeling of nationality, of everybody is glued to the TVs or internet and just watching. That was something that probably going to stay with me forever. After my army service, I started my musical career, and it took me years to understand and to be mature enough to understand what happened to Israeli music throughout the years. And actually in the early 90s, Israeli music was very much affected by the rock scene in the States. Bands like Nirvana and Red Hot Chili Peppers, REM, and others. And the rock scene in Israel was really big. And actually Rabin's assassination had an effect on that too. And I think many people don't realize that. Basically from 95 until today, Israeli music became a lot more folky than in those 5 years between 1990 and 1995. A lot of acoustic guitars, acoustic pianos, less of the harsh sound. And Rabin's assassination made an impact on the Israeli music scene as well.